However, it is crucial to understand that both Lucifer and Samael are not present in the original Hebrew or Greek manuscripts of the Bible. Before his defeat, Samael had 12 wings, and his position was higher than the Fayet celestial holy beings and seraphim. Samael, from the Aramaic period onward, became the primary name for Satan in Jewish belief. It first appears in the angelic theory story in the Book of Enoch, listing his name among the leaders of angels who rebelled against God. The Greek version of the lost Hebrew text contains the forms Salmon and Samael. According to Irenaeus, the Avite sect gave the serpent dual names, Michael and Samael, mentioned as salmon in the Greek work by Theodoretus. Not everyone uniformly uses the term Lucifer as the name for the Prince of Darkness, as this is a product of interpretation. The Jewish term for this figure is Samael, derived from the words Sam, meaning drug or poison, and El, meaning God. Therefore, the name Samael can be understood as Venom of God, Poison of God, or Blindness of God. The name Samael is mentioned in Targum Jonathan on Genesis 3-6, and the Aramaic Targum to Job 28-7. The Jewish perspective does not align with the Vulgate or KJV, and thus the name Lucifer is not used. According to Targum Jonathan on Genesis 3-6, Samael is identified as a Malach MOTA, meaning the angel of death. In this context, Samael, the serpent, is portrayed as the entity that tempted the first woman in the Garden of Eden. This sheds light on the correlation between Satan and the serpent in Genesis 3, as explained by the Apostle John in Revelation 12-9 and 22-2. Through the reference from Targum Jonathan on Genesis 3-6, we come to know that, in Jewish perspective, the name used for the Prince of Darkness is Samael. However, it is crucial to understand that both Lucifer and Samael are not present in the original Hebrew or Greek manuscripts of the Bible. The first appearance of Satan is in Genesis 3, where he possesses the serpent or takes on the form of a serpent, as it was the most cunning of all the beasts of the field created by the Lord God. In the Ascension of Isaiah, Samael and Belial are identified together as names or synonyms for Satan. Samael is mentioned as ruling over King Manasseh and taking the form of Manasseh in Sibylline oracles to 2:215. Samael is referred to as the angel of judgment in both Jewish and non-Jewish traditions. Samael is associated with evil. Some Gnostic works describe Samael as the blind god and equate him with Jaldabaoth, the leader of evil forces in Gnostic speculation. The Ophites, a syncretic Jewish sect, seem to have inherited this tradition. Samael is also named as the chief of demons in the Testament of Solomon, a Christian adaptation of Jewish demonological texts. Samael, the demon responsible for blindness in Mandean literature, is likely a variant of Samael in rabbinic tradition. The name Samael first occurs in the statement of Yos, possibly from Halafta or the Amora Yos, that during the Exodus from Egypt, Michael and Samael stood before the Shekinah, apparently as prosecutor and defender. Their role is similar to that of Samael, and Gabriel in the story of Tamar sought 10b in the statement of Elazar b. Petit. Samael retains the role of prosecutor. In the account of Kama b. Phanina around to 60 CE, who seems to be the first to identify Samael with Esau's guardian angel during the struggle between Jacob and the angel. However, his name does not appear in Genesis Rabbah, but he is mentioned in the old version of the Tanchuma, Vayishla 8. In the parallel version in Songs of Songs Rabbah 3-6, the Amora Jacob says to Esau, Your countenance resembles that of your guardian angel, according to the version of Sefer Ma Tenet Kahuna. Interestingly, in the section of the Midrash Yelamed Anu on Exodus 14 to 25, Samael performs a positive function during the parting of the Red Sea, pushing back the wheels of Pharaoh's chariots. First mentioned as the angel of death in Targum Jonathan on Genesis 3 to 6, and this identification frequently appears in later Aggadot, especially in the legends of Moses' death. In the concluding sections of Deuteronomy, Rabbah and Avat Dirab Nathan. In Deuteronomy, Rabbah 11, Samael is referred to as Samael the Evil, head of all demons. The name Samael the Evil consistently appears in Haikalot, Rabbati 1948, chapter 5, as an apocalyptic source. Hebrew Enoch 14 to 2 acknowledges him as the leader of temptations and greater than all heavenly realms. This text distinguishes between Satan and Samael, the latter being the guardian angel of Rome. In the tradition of the angelic rebellion in heaven, he is the leader of the rebel forces. Before his defeat, he had 12 wings, and his position was higher than the Fayet celestial holy beings and seraphim. Various tasks are attributed to him. Samael is responsible for all nations, but has no power over Israel except on the Day of Atonement, when the scapegoat serves as a bribe for him. He is the one who rode the serpent at the fall of Adam and hid within the golden calf. In Midrash Avker, Samael and Michael are active at the birth of Jacob and Esau. Even during the journey to the binding of Isaac, Samael interferes as an accuser. The war between him and Michael, the guardian angel of Israel, will not end until the end of time, when Samael will be handed over to Israel in iron chains. Specific motifs about Samael in Aggadah later include Thephalowing. Samael does not know the path to the tree of life, even though he flies through the air. Targum Job 28 to 7. He has one long hair in his navel, and as long as this remains intact, his reign will continue. However, in the Messianic era, the hair will bend due to the loud sound of the shofar, and at that moment, Samael will also fall Midrash Piyutim in Jewish astrological sources, which eventually influenced other groups. Samael was considered the angel overseeing Mars. This idea first appeared among the Sabaeans in Haran, who called him Mara Semia, and later in medieval Christian astrological magic literature. He appears as the angel overseeing Tuesday in Sefer Raziel and Fakmat Hak-Asdim in Judah, and in many other works. In demonological sources known to the brothers Isaac and Jacob B. Jacob Hakohen, Spanish Kabbalists of the mid-13th century. An echo of the ancient etymology is still retained, and Samael is called Sarsuma, blind angel. In later literature, Samael often appears as the angel who brought the poison of death into the world.